Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun. This can't be happening. How did I let it get this far? Miguel paced his apartment, eyes glued to the stack of IOUs on the table. The realization of his predicament had him in a cold sweat. Gambling had always been his vice, the thrill of the bet and the rush of a win, or the despair of a loss. But this time, he had bet big and lost bigger. Vanessa, the city's most notorious loan shark, now owned him, and the debt was suffocating. Knocking on the door startled him. Swallowing hard, he called out, "Who is it?" "It's Vanessa. We need to talk, Miguel. You know why." Her voice was like ice, sending shivers down his spine. Opening the door, he found Vanessa, dressed impeccably in a tailored suit, her silver hair sleek and her eyes as cold as her voice. She strode in, not waiting for an invitation, exuding an air of power and confidence that Miguel felt himself shrink beneath. "You know the terms, Miguel. You owe me a small fortune and I don't let debts slide. Ever." She placed a manicured hand on the stack of IOUs, her sharp nails tapping a dangerous rhythm. "So, I'm offering you a way out. A unique opportunity." Miguel's heart hammered in his chest. He knew of Vanessa's reputation. She was not one to be crossed. Rumors abounded of those who had tried to evade their debts, and none of those stories ended well. What do you have in mind?" Miguel managed to ask, his voice shaking. A slow, dangerous smile spread across Vanessa's face, and she reached into her jacket, pulling out a folder. She opened it to reveal a collection of photographs. Miguel's eyes widened as he recognized himself in various stages of feminization: makeup, wigs, dresses. His heart raced as he realized where this was going. "I've been keeping an eye on you, Miguel.
I know your little secret, your fascination with the feminine. So, I'm offering you a chance to explore that side of yourself fully. I need a secretary, a personal assistant, and I only want a woman for the role."
Miguel's breath caught in his throat. The proposition was insane, but a thrill coursed through him at the idea. He had always repressed these desires, never acting on them, but the seed of curiosity had been planted long ago. I don't know what to say. I can't just... Vanessa cut him off, her tone brooking no argument. "You can and you will, Miguel. You see, it's simple. Look, I know you're in a tight spot. How about this? You come work for me, my assistant. It pays well, clears your debt, and maybe we can explore some of those interests of yours along the way. Think of it as part of the job, if you're up for it." His mind raced as he grappled with the offer. On the one hand, it was a way to satisfy his long-buried curiosities. But on the other, it was a massive gamble, one that could change his life forever. "I need an answer now, Miguel. This is a one-time offer. I can't refuse. I know that." Miguel's voice was small, the weight of his decision heavy on his shoulders. "But I have to ask, what if I can't do it?" Vanessa's smile was indulgent, as if she were humoring a child. "Oh, you'll enjoy it, Miguel. I guarantee that. As for whether you can do it, well, that's up to you. Prove to me that you're serious, and we'll take it step by step. I'll provide the wardrobe, the makeup, everything you need. All you have to do is embrace your new identity." "But what about my life, my job, my friends? Your friends will adjust, and if they don't, were they ever truly your friends? As for your job, well, I assure you, my offer includes a very generous salary. You won't have to worry about money ever again. Now, do we have a deal, Miguel?" His heart was in his throat as he weighed his options. The debt hung over him like a noose, and the prospect of being free of it was tantalizing. And so, with a rush of adrenaline, he made his choice. Deal. Vanessa's eyes sparkled with triumph, and she extended a hand, her nails red and gleaming.
Excellent. We start immediately. Pack your things, Miguel. You won't be needing this place anymore. From now, I'll be your mentor, your guide, and your new boss. Oh, and Miguel. Yes? Your name, it's too masculine. We'll choose a new one, something that suits your new identity. The name Miguel died on his lips that day, and thus began his journey into the unknown. The first lesson was in wardrobe choices. Vanessa had an extensive collection of feminine garments, and she insisted on personally overseeing Miguel's new look. He stood before her, bare-chested, his breath coming in short gasps as she measured him with a skilled eye. "Turn, please." Vanessa's voice was clipped and authoritative, sending a thrill down Miguel's spine. He did as instructed, aware of the brush of the measuring tape against his skin. "Perfect. You have an ideal figure for this, you know." Blushing, he turned back, his eyes downcast, a mix of emotions washing over him. Vanessa sensed his discomfort and placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You're doing wonderfully, my dear. Embrace these changes. They're liberating." As the days progressed, Miguel found himself embracing a new wardrobe. Soon, he was spending hours in front of the mirror, practicing his walk, and the movements becoming second nature. He learned to love the sound of heels clicking on the hardwood floors, the feel of nylons hugging his legs, and the delicate scent of perfumes. "You have a real talent for this, you know." Vanessa observed him one evening as he emerged from his room, dressed in a form-fitting skirt and blouse, his hair styled in soft waves that framed his face. Not everyone can pull off such a transformation. Miguel blushed, a mix of pride and something akin to shame washing over him. "Thank you."
I'm still getting used to it. Of course. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Embracing the unfamiliar. It's heady stuff. Vanessa's eyes sparkled with mischief, and she added, "I think it's time we introduced you to the world. Don't you?" Miguel's heart leaped into his throat. "You mean, go outside? Like this? Why not? You look magnificent. It's time to show the world your true self." And so, with Vanessa at his side, Miguel ventured out into the city. He felt exposed, vulnerable, and yet a part of him relished the attention. They dined at a posh restaurant, and he felt eyes on him, both appreciative and judgmental. But as he sat across from Vanessa, discussing the finer points of being a lady, he knew he had made the right choice. "You're doing marvelously," Vanessa purred as they finished their meal. "You look every bit the sophisticated woman. I'm proud of you." Pride swelled in Miguel's chest, and he felt a sense of empowerment he had never known before. The prospect of returning to his old life began to feel less and less appealing. The days turned into weeks, and Miguel's education continued. Makeup became his new obsession, the art of contouring, the perfect shade of lipstick, the subtle use of eyeliner to accentuate his eyes. He spent hours practicing, watching tutorial after tutorial, until his skills rivaled those of any professional.
"Your application is impeccable,"
Vanessa complimented one afternoon as they prepared for a night out. She wore a sharp pantsuit, her silver hair swept back, while Miguel chose a little black dress that hugged his curves and a pair of stilettos that made his legs look miles long. "You could give me a run for my money with those skills." Preening under her praise, Miguel replied, "I find it so therapeutic, Vanessa. It's like painting a canvas, only the canvas is my face." "Indeed, and you're a true artist. I can't wait to show you off to my associates tonight. They'll be green with envy." Vanessa's eyes glittered with anticipation, and Miguel felt a rush of excitement at the thought of being displayed like a prize. Their night out was a whirlwind of attention and flattery. They attended a charity gala, and Miguel found himself the center of attention, receiving compliments and admiring glances from both men and women. "You're a natural," Vanessa murmured in his ear as they danced, her voice close to his ear. "You move with such grace. Have you ever considered a career in entertainment?" The suggestion sent a thrill through Miguel, and he felt a stirring deep within, a desire to perform, to be admired, to hear the applause. It was a heady sensation, and he wondered if this was what he had been missing all his life. In the following weeks, Miguel immersed himself in this new world, his old life fading further into the background. He learned to walk in heels of every height, to sit and stand with poise, and to exude an air of sophistication and class. The physical changes were one thing, but the mental transformation was equally profound. He found himself thinking and acting like a woman, his mannerisms and speech patterns shifting subtly. As time marched on, Miguel found himself spending less and less time as his former self. The male identity felt foreign, uncomfortable, like an ill-fitting suit, and he shed it like a snake shedding its skin. He delighted in his new form, in the way he could express himself through fashion and makeup, and in the looks of desire and admiration he received. "You know, Miguel," Vanessa began one evening as they lounged in the study, sipping brandy. "Please, call me Michelle. Miguel feels like a lifetime ago." Michelle interrupted, a hand on her heart. His nails painted a delicate rose shade. Vanessa raised an eyebrow, a smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. "Michelle, then. You know, my dear, you've become quite the asset. Your transformation is nothing short of remarkable." Michelle blushed, a warm feeling spreading through him at Vanessa's praise. "Thank you, Vanessa. It's been a remarkable journey, and I feel like I'm only just beginning to discover myself." "Indeed. And I must say, you've exceeded my expectations. Your grace, your poise, it's all quite impressive. You've become the woman I knew you could be." Michelle's heart swelled, and he felt a rush of gratitude and something more, a deep bond with Vanessa, his mentor and guide through this transformation. "I couldn't have done it without you, Vanessa. You've given me a gift I could never repay." "Nonsense, my dear. You've earned every inch of your new identity. And as for repayment, well, let's just say I've gotten something far more valuable than money from this arrangement." They clinked glasses, a silent toast to the journey they had taken together. Michelle felt a sense of contentment and fulfillment he had never known before. The debt, the gambling, it all felt like a distant memory now. As the weeks melted into months, Michelle's life settled into a new routine. He, now fully embracing the feminine pronoun, had become an expert in her new role, exuding an air of sophistication and grace that turned heads wherever she went. She had perfected the art of work, organizing Vanessa's affairs with precision and efficiency, and had even begun to take on a mentoring role herself, guiding others who sought to explore their feminine sides. "You know, Michelle, I think it's time we expanded our horizons," Vanessa proposed one evening as they reviewed the day's work. "Oh?" Michelle looked up from the stack of papers, her eyes gleaming with curiosity. "What did you have in mind?" "I think it's time you had a larger stage. Your poise, your grace, they deserve to be seen by the world. I'm talking about taking our business global, my dear." Michelle's heart leaped at the prospect. "I see. And what exactly would my role be in this expansion?" Vanessa rose from her chair and rounded the desk, a mischievous glint in her eye. "Why, you'd be my right hand, of course, my partner in business and, perhaps, other things as well." Michelle felt a rush of excitement, her pulse quickening at the suggestion. Are you proposing a partnership, Vanessa? In all senses of the word? I am, my dear. Michelle rose to meet Vanessa, her heart pounding in her chest. The proposition was both thrilling and daunting, a new frontier in their relationship. She reached out, taking Vanessa's hands in her own, feeling the warmth and strength in her grip. Vanessa, I don't know what to say. It's a dream come true. Michelle's voice was soft, filled with emotion. Then say yes, my dear. Say you'll be my partner in every sense of the word. Vanessa's eyes were intense, boring into Michelle's soul. Yes, 1,000 times yes. The words spilled from Michelle's lips, a declaration of commitment and desire. We'll take the world by storm, Michelle. You and I, together. There's nothing we can't achieve. Vanessa's words were a vow, a covenant between them. In the days that followed, they threw themselves into their new venture with fervor. Michelle found herself at the center of a whirlwind of activity, attending meetings, making connections, and showcasing her skills to potential clients and investors. She was a natural, her charm and sophistication winning over even the most skeptical of audiences. You're a marvel, Michelle. Vanessa complimented her after a particularly successful meeting. The way you handled those executives, it was masterful. Michelle preened under the praise, feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment. I learned from the best. Vanessa, you've taught me so much, and you've surpassed even my highest expectations. My dear, I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that you were special, that you had the potential to be something extraordinary. Their business grew, expanding across borders and oceans. They traveled the world together, attending galas and events, rubbing elbows with the elite. Michelle found herself at home in this world of luxury and privilege, her transformation complete. But it wasn't just their professional lives that flourished. Their personal relationship deepened, the bond between them growing stronger with each passing day. They were inseparable, their love and devotion to each other evident in every glance, every touch. I never knew love could be like this, Michelle confessed one night as they lay entwined in silk sheets, their bodies still humming with the afterglow of passion. I feel like I found my other half in you, Vanessa. Vanessa traced a finger along Michelle's jawline, her eyes soft and filled with emotion. You are my everything, Michelle. My partner, my love, my reason for being. I can't imagine my life without you. And as they drifted off to sleep, Michelle knew that she had found her true self, her true purpose, in Vanessa's arms. Their empire grew, their influence spreading like wildfire. They became the talk of the town, the power couple that everyone aspired to be. Michelle reveled in the attention, the admiration, the envy. She had become a true icon, a symbol of elegance and grace. But with great power came great responsibility, and Michelle found herself shouldering more and more of the burden. She was the face of their company, the one who charmed and persuaded, the one who closed the deals. It was exhilarating, but it was also exhausting. You're working too hard, my love. Vanessa chided her gently one evening as Michelle pored over a stack of contracts. You need to take a break, to rest. Michelle looked up, her eyes tired but determined. I can't, Vanessa. There's so much to do, so much riding on our success. I can't let you down. Vanessa took her face in her hands, her expression serious. You could never let me down, Michelle. You are the strongest, most capable person I know. But even the strongest need to rest sometimes. Michelle sighed, leaning into Vanessa's touch. You're right, of course, I don't want to lose this, Vanessa. I don't want to lose what we've built, what we have. You won't, my love. We won't. Our love, our partnership, it's unbreakable. We'll weather any storm, overcome any obstacle. Together. They held each other close, drawing strength from their bond. And Michelle knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them as one. As their success grew, so too did the challenges. There were rivals, jealous of their achievements, who sought to undermine them at every turn. There were those who questioned Michelle's transformation, who whispered behind their backs about the man in a dress. But Michelle held her head high, refusing to be cowed by the naysayers. She was a woman in every sense of the word, and she would not let anyone take that away from her. "They're just jealous," Vanessa reassured her after a particularly vicious piece of gossip made the rounds. "They can't stand to see a woman as powerful, as successful as you." Michelle nodded, her jaw set in determination. "I know, and I won't let them win, Vanessa. I won't let them tear down what we've built." They redoubled their efforts, working harder, pushing further. They expanded into new markets, new industries, their empire growing by the day. Michelle was a force to be reckoned with, her business acumen and charm winning over even the most hardened of skeptics. But the stress began to take its toll. Michelle found herself struggling to keep up, to maintain the persona she had crafted so carefully. She was exhausted, physically and emotionally, the weight of their success bearing down on her shoulders. "I don't know if I can do this anymore, Vanessa," she confessed one night, tears streaming down her face. "It's too much. I feel like I'm losing myself, like I'm drowning in all of this." Vanessa held her close, stroking her hair, her voice soft and soothing. "Oh, my love, my sweet, strong Michelle, you are not losing yourself. You are finding yourself every day in every challenge you face." Michelle clung to her, drawing strength from her words, from her love. "I couldn't do this without you, Vanessa. You are my rock, my anchor in this storm. And you are mine, Michelle. We are each other's strength, each other's solace. We will get through this, together. I promise you." They held each other through the night, their love a balm for their weary souls. And in the morning, they rose, ready to face the world anew. The challenges continued to mount, but Michelle faced them with renewed determination. She was a phoenix, rising from the ashes of her former life, stronger and more beautiful than ever before. She became a role model, an inspiration to others who sought to find their true selves. She spoke at events, sharing her story, encouraging others to embrace their authenticity, to live their truth. "You have the power within you," she told a rapt audience at a women's empowerment seminar. "The power to be whoever, whatever you want to be. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." The applause was thunderous, the admiration in the eyes of the crowd a testament to her impact. Michelle glowed with pride, with purpose. This was what she was meant to do, to be. But even as she soared to new heights, Michelle never forgot where she came from. She never forgot the debt she owed to Vanessa, the woman who had seen her potential, who had guided her on this path. "I owe you everything, Vanessa." She told her one evening as they sat on the balcony of their penthouse, overlooking the glittering city below. "You saved me in every way a person can be saved." Vanessa smiled, her eyes filled with love and pride. "You saved yourself, Michelle. I merely showed you the way. The strength, the courage, that was all you." They kissed under the stars, their love a beacon in the night. And Michelle knew that whatever the future held, they would face it together, hand in hand, heart to heart.
Thanks for watching, my girlies! Be sure to check out Patreon for more!